And apparently I didn't have my voice on shared, so I do apologise for that. Yeah, unfortunately I didn't have my settings on, but here we are now at the start of the race. 5 red lights, away we go. And I've got no sound for some reason, but they come into turn 1 now, and it looks like Salvatore's held the lead, and he's hit the back. Someone's hit the back of him. That'll be Zane, and I think his teammate hit the back of him as well in this form of United. And there's a car in the background as well going off. That's one of the Force Indias. Lilliard makes his way up to P10 already. We've got a couple of casualties early on. That's Zonda and Kingdom Martin, and already having problems down there. And meanwhile, Marklin around the outside of Zane at turn 4. That's not going to happen there. 5, he's trying to get past as well. Can he ever move up the inside of 6? He's gone for it, and Zane's been sent sideways. He's somehow caught it, and the Mercedes driver will have to say something about that later on, I'm sure, because Zane lagging about a bit there. He's gone all the way down to 7th place. He's got wing damage anyway, but yeah, not a good start for him. He's got wing damage as well, and I'm pretty sure his teammate has as well. United, yep, front left end plate. So both the Toro Rossos having issues early on.
Yeah, awful start for Zane. He hit the back of spins. And
oh, Zane's gone! Zane is gone! He started second, he's lost his wheel completely. That's one of the Williams as well, that's Frag. So I'm not quite sure what's happened there. This has promoted Tom into P10 already. Zonda's in the pits. Lilliard has made his way up to P8 already.
It's chaotic start. Frag lost it at the exit of Yung Kao, and then I think just went creamed into the back into the main state, had nowhere to go, and lost his wheel.
Tom is up into P10. He's fighting with Shane the Boss, and he's been clipped there, giving each other space. That's good to see. That's not a horrible camera angle. Tom looking for a move, perhaps past Shane the Boss, goes down the inside. That's not the camera we want. Shane the Boss goes very deep. Tom up the inside. Can he keep it together? He can. Good sportsmanship from both of them there. Gave each other plenty of room, probably a bit too much, but Tom is back into P10.
Yeah, good start for him. Just defended well from his P10 position. He's still under pressure from Shane the Boss and Kingdom Martin.
Yeah, Kingdom Martin's actually recovered. I think he's got a full front wing attack. Oh my goodness, Shane the Boss cuts back across the front of the McLaren. Not sure if that was lag or a combination of him losing the back end, but Kingdom Martin is pretty much a goner already. He's already in P12, and with that front wing damage, he's going to have to pit very soon indeed. So we skip back to the front now, and that is a tremendous lead already from Salvatore. Nearly 2 seconds over Marklin. Another 2 seconds over United, where someone in the background there going a bit sideways. Kamerat gets his way into P5, followed by Tezza. And the Lee up into P7. A good start from him, closely followed by Lilliart running those medium tyres as well.
Yeah, Lilliart had a great start, just kept it clean and kept it into his head. He's just now in P8, and you could see P5 just having an intense battle. Kamerat is going really wide and going on the grass and then losing like 2 positions.
Oh, Shane the
really
Boss. Yeah, sorry to interrupt you there. Shane the Boss had a moment coming out of turn 3, and Kingdom Martin didn't pit either, so that's an interesting call. But there we go, Lily is through, up into P7, yeah. Guys loading, not quite sure what happened there.
Yeah, Kamerat has spun, he's not complete off the track.
Oh no, so he's lost it. Coming through turns 6 and 7, he's got to get out of the way there. The rise, he's going to get hit by one of those guys coming through. So it was a promising start up into P5, but now down to 13th. Lilliart, so far, so good. Starting P11 and on the mediums, up into P7.
Martin is an error. He's now dropped 2 positions. I think he's spun. And now he's under pressure with Tezza and P5.
Yep, he's got grass all over those rear tyres. Tezza all over the back of him. Is he going to make a move into turn 1? Marklin holding the inside line. Tezza goes to the outside. Did he hit the wall there, Marklin? I think he may have got away with it. Trying to get a better shot of these guys up the inside. Holds Marklin. United gets a 3-second time penalty. That'll be a common factor today, I feel. And there we are, the Lee getting the run now on Tezza as he's made a mistake coming out of turn 3. He's all over the back of the Red Bull, but he's got DRS as well, and that will help him defend. The lead stays behind for now. It's all that allows Lily up to close in.
Looks like Martin made an error coming from the inside of the corner before Yung Kao, and literally just lost 2 positions and then had to defend from Tezza, who also just hit the back of Martin, unfortunately. Lost all his momentum. And this is all helping out Lily a lot, helping a treat for his medium tyres.
Oh, Kingdom Martin and Frag are off! And that is them in the wall! Are they out of the race? I think Kingdom Martin's kept it going. Frag has only lost his front wing. My goodness, that was a big crash coming out of turn 4. Just caught the end of that crash, but they were tangling wheels and they both ploughed the barrier at immense speed. And that is basically the needed pit stop now. Those two, the Williams and the McLaren drivers, getting very close, too close to each other, and that is good night for them pretty much. Salvatore now has a 5.6 second lead over United, who's profited from his teammates' misfortune and Marklin's early on. Shane the Boss picks up a 3-second time pen, but Zalmus now into a podium position. If we just get the position changes, there you go. So there's some big gainers on that first stint. Tom already up to P9. He's had a great start.
Yeah, just kept it clean, but he does have wing damage, I think, from the major instances he's had. But
he's very slow as well through turn 2. So hopefully he'll find his way a little bit more. Zonda pitted early on. He's now up into P11 chasing Kamerat, who is letting Zonda through. That's a very, very dangerous place to let someone through at the apex of turn 2, but he's done it nonetheless. And Zonda now has a point to his name if he keeps it on the track. He's got a 16-second deficit.
Samus is now under pressure between Mark and Tezza to an extent. Lee and Lily is just watching all careful eye on him. So at the moment, it is looking very close between 3rd, 4th, 5th and 6th.
Yep, 7th as well actually, because of course Lilliart, as you said, closing in. But I don't know if he's struggling for pace. Look, we've got yellow in sector 2. Who is that? That is Kamerat. So the McLaren boys are not having a good day at all. He's lost it again coming through turn 6. He's already lost it there once.
Yeah,
so,
he's really struggling on these super softs, so I feel like his tyres are probably shot from the spins that he's had. He might need to pit the mediums. And
here comes Marklin on Zalmas into turn 4, trying to take the long way round. Has he done it? Round the outside, not quite. He just didn't have the grip, didn't have the room either, and Zalmas is allowed to squeeze him there.
Yeah, Zalmas defended very aggressively in the inside, trying not to give Marklin the room on the inside.
He's allowed Tesla to close him. It's becoming a bit of a train now. Lilliard just dropping off there. He's not getting any wing damage. He's just biding his time at the moment, perhaps. So, and
cool.
Zane has gone. So,
yeah.
In terms of the championship, I'm not quite. I can't remember who was top and who was where. I'll check that for you in a second. But yeah, Marklin all over the back of that Sauber still as they come up the hill now into the DRS zone.
Yeah, I think you mentioned Lily just biding his time. I think it's the safest thing he can do. He could get a potential podium with these medium tires if he can keep this pace up. He can probably do bits as United is even going slowly as well. At least Zalmas and Marklin are catching United.
What's happened there? So has he had a bit of an incident maybe? Or he's got front wing damage, of course, yeah, from that first lap incident with himself and his teammate. So unfortunately, he's really struggling right now, and that's just hindering his performance. Tom, into the pits then. He's on the super soft tyres. I wonder if he's going to get that wing changed. Let's just have a look. Yep, front wing going on. That is a set of the medium tyres going on, so he'll go for a aggressive two-stop strategy. And he'll be released from his pit box any second now. Yep, off he goes. So he's going to rejoin in P10 as long as he doesn't cock up his pit exit. He should be good to go. Lilliard 1.3 now behind the Lee. Hopefully Tom's nice and safe through this pit exit. Yeah, he's actually going to lose out to Shane the Boss here, who has front wing damage. Yep, Tom nice and easy, and he's not lost any front wing there, but he's behind Frag and Shane the Boss now. So we've got a three-way battle for the last point. As Frag looks to the inside, nothing there though.
Those United pits.
And he gets a 5-second stop go. So unless he makes a second stop, so what tyres is he going on to actually? Let's just have a little quick peek. He's going on to the soft tyres. Was that a... Oh, he's getting front wing change, of course he is. So that's going to massively hurt him. He's going to have 5 second added on at the next pit stop because he will definitely pit again. So we don't need to worry about adding that manually.
Thinking that's probably the safest thing you could do, two stopping. Because considering he had the front wing and now pricing soft go, it's probably the quickest strategy he's got right now. This frees up Zalmas and Marklin, who are now starting to try and push and take these tyres to a longer stint.
Yep, Lily as well closing in on the back of the Lee. He's beginning to struggle on those super softs maybe, and he'll probably be in at the end of this lap or the next if he's going for a two-stop anyway. Meanwhile, slightly further in front, Marklin continue. Oh, and he's sliding! He's all over the place! He's lost it! Coming into turn 13 up the hill, the game's reset him onto track, and to be honest, it's probably lucky he did, and Shane the Boss has just ploughed him in the rear. Sorry, not Shane the Boss, the Lee. Yeah. So that has basically given Lily P5. The Lee's got to be careful here because Lily's right behind him, and hopefully he just gets out of the way in pits. He's carrying on with that front wing damage. So this is it then. The battle for P4. Marklin, another victim of the 5 second stop go, and Lily is all over the back of the Lee now, and he could actually get this round the outside if he gets this right, but the Lee is so slow, and as you can see there, Lily actually tapping the brakes through turn 3. That's how slow that Renault is in front of him, and look at that front wing damage. No end play at all. So Marklin pits from what was a very edgy second place, that's for sure, and as he exits the pit now, hopefully he doesn't clout the wall on the outside, and he's done just that, but don't think he got any damage.
He did get damage. I think he did get damage.
Oh, did he? Oh, he did! And that's going to be basically race over for Marklin. That pit exit is not the easiest, but it's just best to take it slow and steady. And yeah, he's completely shot himself in the foot. Lily's got past the Lee as well, not quite sure where that was. But he's now into P4. And as you say, he's got a podium on his eyes.
Yeah, he's got this pace now. I think he's just kept it instant free, and he's now on target to get P3. He just needs to keep on taps of Tezza, and he should be alright as Tezza comes in the pit. Oh, he hits the wall!
Oh, and that's a big one! I'm not quite sure how. He's somehow kept his front wing. I'm not quite sure how he hit the pit because you were watching him at the time, and I just quickly switched over, and then his car was sort of sideways in the pit entry. So, I think he's got away with that one.
He hit the outside and his car started flying. I think it just reset him just in time before he had a broken front wing. He was incredibly lucky. The game resetted him.
He's on to the super softs as well. Marklin, of course, with that front wing damage is pitting, so he's going to go on to a set of the medium tyres. He can't obviously go yet because he's got a 5-second stop go from the previous pit stop, which will promote Tom possibly. No, don't think it will. He's too far back. Although Marklin is getting a front wing change. Shane the Boss in P12 comes into the pits because of his wing damage. He also hits the wall just like Tezza. Kamerat well behind. He's probably going to jump Shane the Boss now as Kingdom Martin also goes through. Tom actually did jump Marklin in the end, so that's interesting.
He did, and now he's in the top 10 position. But he's got Marklin is going to chase and Kingdom Martin as well. Also on tyres, a couple laps younger as well. So, yeah, as the Lee comes in for his stop.
Yep, so the Lee coming in on time. This isn't because of wing damage, although he has got significant wing damage. All the way to the end of this slow pit entry, and he's got a 5-second stop go. Not quite sure what that one's for. Goes onto the soft tyres, does not get a wing change, so he's going to be very, very slow. And yeah, if he's got a 5-second stop go, he probably should have made the most of that, but there he goes into the pits. And he's going to struggle for the rest of the race because of that front wing damage, unfortunately. He understeers into the pit.
He almost hit the wall again, making the front wing even worse, but comes down P8. Really, his fight is with Lily, and
he's not going to get close now, let's be honest, with that front wing damage. It's going to hinder him massively through that middle sector. And Salvatore into the pits then, so the race leader with a comfortable 12-second lead. Pits. Zalma stays out, so he... Oh wait, is he staying out? No, he's not staying out, he's just lagging like crazy. And he gets a 5-second stop go. We've seen a lot of that today. And that's going to promote Lily into second now, because that 5-second gap that Zalma's had is now gone in this pit stop, which we are now going to witness. He's actually going on to the medium, so we may need to add 5 seconds on for him.
Does Lily take the lead in this? He does.
He does. Lilliard takes the lead of the Grand Prix on lap 12 of 36. Exactly a third distance gone with 2/3 of the race to go. And Salvatore, did he hit the back of him there? Nope, not quite. Oh my goodness, and Lilliard slow through there. And this won't help Salvatore because, of course, he's got a 12-second gap, so it's pretty set in stone, really, what he's going to be doing here. It's just biding his time, make sure he doesn't do anything silly. And then he'll fly up the road once Lilliard heads into the pits, although that is going to be for another 10 laps or so.
Interesting, Salvatore's on soft tyres, so I assume he's just going to do 2 stops. Just to be safe on the tyres, doesn't need to risk anything. He's got a 12-second gap to, I believe, Zalma was second at the time, so yeah, it's looking all rosy and comfortable for Salvatore at the moment. All he has to do is just get past Lily and he'll be fine.
And he might do this here actually. Lilliard isn't going to defend, he knows he's on a different strategy. Salvatore's on the faster tyre, he got pole position, and he's oh my goodness, that was close as they came into turn 1. I'm pretty sure Lily will be having a couple of words to himself about that one. That wasn't the fairest of moves by any means, considering he was very nice to let him through in the way he did. But Guys Loading continues to go round, so he's definitely going for the 1-stop. But yeah, not the nicest of moves. Oh, and United now tucked up behind the gearbox of Zalmas. And Shane the Boss has lost it. Oh my goodness, and United nearly puts it in the wall. As Zalmas comes back across, caught him out, and he's hit the outside of the salva. No wing damage there. Where's Shane the Boss lost it then? Let's have a quick look there. That's, oh my goodness, how has he done that? He's lost it coming out of turn 11 up into turn 12. Sorry, turn 13, so he's coming out of turn 12, lost the back end, and just hit the wall before turn 13. Don't often see that.
Yeah, so what accident? No idea what happened there. I think he probably lost it in the, either he tried to correct it and then just hit the wall, or he just hit someone else and just sent him flying. I'm not so sure.
Yeah, it seemed like the sensible explanation, the fact that he just clipped the curb and tried to correct it, like you say, but yeah, we'll get to know from him later on, I guess. United chasing Zalmas, still going. Zalmas has quite a bit of lag right now. Guys heading in for his one and only stop. He'll go onto the medium tyres, presumably. And United moves to the outside, and that's a horrible camera angle. And is he going to get past? No. So Zalmas, good defending there, holding position.
Position held the inside line.
Yep, Zalmas has actually made his one and only stop as well, I believe. Unless he started on those. Yep. So
he's net second.
He's in a good position right now, and he's squeezing United. All fair there.
Yeah, this is a battle for second place in the race because they both pitted. United on the fast tyre, but has to pit again. Zalmas doesn't necessarily have to pit again because of medium tyres.
Yep.
So for United's race strategy to work,
he's gonna need to get past as quick as he can. So we'll see how that develops. Slightly further back, we haven't really got any battles going on, sort of 2 to 3 seconds separating all the drivers. This is the closest on-track battle. We're waiting for Liliart, and I believe he's the only person not to pit. Yeah, so we've got Marklin actually making 2 stops already, but Liliart yet to make a pit stop. And if we look at the gap from the leader, if I can find that eventually, there we go. So it's about 21 seconds for a pit stop, so he's going to come out in around P6, P7, depending on how good Zonda's pace is. So we could potentially see Liliart get out in front of him, and as I say that, Zonda actually pits. So I'm not quite sure why he stopped actually, considering he's gone onto the softs already. That's a very, very early second stop. He had no wing damage, so he's going to be on a 3 stop now. That is not the best call there from the Force India driver.
It's interesting. I thought tyre was going to be bad. I don't think it'd be that bad. I don't know what happened there. Probably made errors and like made just a couple of spins, and we didn't really catch it. He's just killed his tyres as early as he hit the wall and hit exit. I don't know if it got him damaged or not, but he gets ahead of Frag and Kingdom Martin.
See there, United just lifting through turn 12 because of the oh, and Zalmas looks like he made a mistake, but it's just a lag again. It's catching the Toro Rosso driver out because he keeps having to lift to counteract it. And honestly, Zalmas does look like he's about to plow into a wall every 2 seconds at the moment. This is very dangerous lag, and I cannot imagine United is in a happy place right now. He tries to go the long way around the outside. Zalmas holds the inside though, and we'll continue to lead them round. So just looking at the championship then, with 21 laps to go, we currently have Salvatore on top with 86 points. Zane will stay on 60 points and will actually stay ahead of Marklin, who is currently on 36 points. Zalmas on 33 is getting done by United here. There's on the grass. There's contact between the two, but Zalmas again holds the position. Is United going to lunge up the inside here into turn 8? Nope, stays behind for now. So Zalmas at the moment in 3rd place will pick up 15 points, which will put him on to 48, so he will only just jump Marklin, or having said that, Marklin currently not in the points at all. So it's all going to get changed up a little bit. Guys loading him with a good point shout as well, because he's going to jump the Lee and possibly even Tezza as well, although Tezza's got quite a big gap, so may not see that. Current 0 point scorers are Miles, George, Roberts, Shane the Boss and K Murat, and none of them are going to be changing that today, apart from maybe K Murat, because he's still running and he's in P12. We've got Kingdom Martin slightly further down, trying to make a move on Frag, who's also got horrendous lag.
Yeah, Zalmas still defending from United. P3 is gets second DRS again, and this looks like move done.
Again, lagging all around, and is he gonna clip him? Oh, they tangle, and oh my goodness me! Oh my word, I do not want to see that. And that was I'm not sure if you were riding on board there with United, but that was
happened to me.
Yeah, apparently there's a glitch just before turn 9, and I can imagine United is just having a moment to himself. He's actually retired. I'm not quite sure why, because his wing is fully intact, and he could quite easily catch back up to Zalmas. And oh,
he's retired.
That is who's that off? One of the Ferraris. That is Tom, who's had a moment, and front wing damage there as well. So he's dropped right down as well. So it's all happened. Down to 12 runners now.
Oh dear. Yeah, as Tom is trying to call it a day.
So yep. So he is calling it a day, and his point scoring from races attended has gone completely. That is that. So we now only have 11 runners, I believe. Yeah, once Kamarat finally gets past United. So all of a sudden, no points is looking like points, as I said. Only takes one person to drop out, and there you go. Kingdom Martin has got... Oh my goodness gracious me! That looked like lag again, and Kingdom Martin has just been ploughed into a wall. Frag has just been absolutely obliterated on that inside wall. Oh my goodness. The state of that Williams is horrendous.
Wow.
2 huge crashes in a matter of seconds, and there is no front end left of that Williams at all. So all of a sudden Kamarat is into the points. Oh my goodness, I need a minute to recover. Wow.
What did we witness? Yeah, I saw lag, but yeah, Frag lag into Kingdom Martin. Was it Kingdom Martin? And he somehow doesn't have damage. How, I do not know. Because
he's like got damage now. He's just ploughed the back of the Mercedes and Marklin. So it's not been a good day for him, or Marklin for that matter. Lilliard still going strong in P2. We completely forgot about what's happening up front. Sauber have got second and third at the moment, but my goodness, that was was interesting.
Lily is on strong form right now. I think if he does pit, he comes out, he might get back second if he's got the pace, because obviously Zalmas's tyres will die. So will Tez's, so he might even get a net P2.
He's going to come out in P4 behind Tezza in front of the league. And Guys Logan isn't actually catching the Lee here. He's actually dropping off, which is surprising. Mind you, he's going for the one stop. The Lee has to pit again, so that's going to be that. Zonda gets past Guys Lodian into turn 4, so he's obviously got the straight line speed there.
Yeah, it's on the fresher soft tyres, trying to put them to good use, getting into P6, and he nearly started catching the lead for 7.8 seconds down.
Yeah. He's got to pit again though, because obviously he's gone for the he's already pitted twice, as you can see the graphic on the left hand side. So he will have to pit a third time, because he's not going to take Soft's 20 odd laps, and if he does, all credit to him, but he's going to be very, very, very slow, and Guys Loading will probably get past him very easily, considering he's not going to pit again. He's still going to do another 16 laps though as he comes across the line, so it's not all over yet, that's for sure.
Definitely not, and even if he does pit and go to Superstars, he might get past him again, assuming Guylodian can pick up the pace a bit more, then maybe not, but yeah, it's 3 stops is a odd strategy. We didn't expect that in this race. 1 to 2 stops is usually the way to go, and pretty much only 2 people are doing it right now for the 1 stop, and pretty much everyone else is doing a 2 stop.
Yep. So, all just settling down for a minute here after that chaos a couple of laps ago, where we had, was it Kingdom Martin that sunk through the floor? No, sorry, it was United that sunk through the floor as he went with toe-to-toe with Zalmas. Had no damage. I'm not quite sure if he was a little bit shook up by the whole incident, but he decided to retire, which was a shame because he was actually still in P5 at that point. Then we had Kingdom Martin and Frag tangle just a few corners later as they were coming up to the start-finish line. They tangled, and Frag, who had lag from the outset, looked to tangle with Kingdom Martin, got absolutely obliterated by the inside wall at turn 14, and subsequently was retired by the game from the race, as Lilliard finally makes his pit stop onto the soft tyres, and he's going to be probably the quickest man on track until Salvatore stops.
So this is Lily's race right now, Tezza and Zalmas, and he's only 12 seconds off Zalmas and on the pressure tyres on soft, so P2 is definitely on the cards for Lily at the moment.
Well, they've both got a pit. I say that Zalmas may opt to stay out, but he's going to have horrendous tyre wear, and Lily is only 15 and a bit seconds behind. So Zalmas has really got to keep it clean. Salvatore can actually pit and still come out in front of the Sauber, so that's the gap he's got at the moment. Zane nowhere near today.
Yeah, Zane, who has been incredibly lucky in this first lap, probably the most unluckiest driver of everyone. Literally had front wing damage and then got taken out by Frag's lag, or he spun out and then hit the Frag, I'm not so sure, but it was definitely him. And yeah, that was unfortunate, as Kamarat pits for soft tyres, potentially go to the end.
Yep, so he will finally complete his strategy. Just looking a bit further down, came out, there you go, out of the pits. P10, he can't be P11 because Tom has technically retired. Oh! Did he hit the wall there? Has he got wing damage?
He has wing damage, definitely.
Yep, front left.
Right hand side. Oh, left hand side, sorry.
Yeah, not quite sure how he's done that. But you still get a point as long as he doesn't retire now. So hopefully he can keep it going.
Yeah. After those chaotic 2 laps, the race has sort of simmered down a bit. Really now it's just Lily trying to push.
Yeah, so he came right, just completely missing the apex for turn 6 there.
Right. But yeah, it's starting to settle down a bit.
Tezza somehow in P3. He didn't have the best of starts, but he's going strong at the moment. He's not on super softs, he's actually on soft tyres. The game, once again, not liking Tezza. He seems to always be on the wrong tyres. I'm not quite sure why.
Not sure why, but I think he just prefers the softer tyres. Some people tend to do that, they prefer the softer tyres because better gripping and everything like that. So maybe he's just feeling that he can't do a one-stop, and he does come into the pit,
so he'll be on to presumably another set of softs. He might try push super softs, but super softs would be a very, very big effort. 13 laps on those tyres. Yep, there you go, onto the yellow wall super soft tyres. Soft tyres. God, this game does play with my mind. Lily into P3 then. So Zalmas has now got a 14-second advantage over Liliart. He can either choose to pit and try catch him, or he can try to hold out, which he'll probably do until the end. So we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, 14 seconds is the gap that he is going to catch in a rate of knots. So we'll see how far he can go, Zalmas. If he goes really slowly, it'll be a very tasty battle for second place.
Tezza's got an outside chance of a podium here. He's only 8 seconds behind Lily, and he's on fresh softs because Zonda's got to pit again. So as soon as Zonda goes in, it's game on.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, Tezza went on those tyres 3 laps later, and 3 laps younger than Liliat's, so he could definitely have a shout if he can pick up the pace. All he has to do is get past Zonda whenever he pits. He should be alright.
Yeah, sorry, I completely forgot that Liliart had actually pitted. So, yeah, just watching 2 Mercedes drivers there, following each other around. No particular pace there shown by Marklin. Marklin, he's struggling today. But
yeah, he could have had P2, hands down, but mistakes have cost him, and spinning out in the same corner twice in separate occasions.
Looks like the inside of his teammate who didn't give him the most of room, did he? He finally gets past. And guys, let him won't fight back. He's on a one-stop strategy. He knows what he's doing. He's got another 12 laps to do on those tyres. The Lee has dropped right down, and as you can see there, front wing damage hindering his race massively. Kingdom Martin still a pit stop behind those, so if the Lee wanted to pit, he still could. There's Tezza all over the place with his lag. Catching Zonda now. Of course, Zonda on dying tyres. But it is all about the battle between the Red Bull and the Sauber of Liliart, because Tezza is quick, but he struggles to keep it together at times. That gap down to 8 seconds already, so he's beginning to close, but he's got to try and clear the Force India of Zonda ASAP.
He does. Depends if Zonda does pit though. You did mention that he has to pit again. Will he pit again? Unless he has to, because he's on the same time.
He could, I mean, 20 laps, like I said before, is a long lot. He pitted lap 15, I believe, so he's only done 10 laps on them, so he probably won't be in for a few laps yet. I'd imagine he pits off lap. Actually, I wouldn't have thought he would be able to take them to the end, because Zonda struggles with tyre wear, but if he does, he'll be in about lap 28, 29, I would imagine. So, Tezza's got to do it the hard way for the moment. And Zonda may have just made that a little bit easier for him, as they come down the... Oh my goodness, Tezza's on the grass! Lunges up the inside, and there's a bit of contact. Zonda's there, and he emerges out of turn 5 in front. They come up the hill now through 6 and 7. All good for Tezza, and he's now onto the back of Lily.
6.7 seconds now, and catching Lily by a couple tenths. Even by now, just overtaking Zonda. But Lily's not really making moves on Zalman, so I think he's pretty content with 3rd place at the moment.
Yeah, Tezza does look racy though, and he's only got to catch Lily by about 7-8 tenths a lap in order to catch up to him, because the gap is 6.5 seconds. They've got 10 laps to go. But yeah, Salvatore still in control. He's probably going to pit this or next lap, go on to super soft tyres. Or he may play it safe and go on to the soft tyres. One of the McLarens there getting out of the way. I believe that's Kamarat. But yeah, it's all dying down a little bit now. Zonda still keeping with Tesla, but as you can see there, the gap already up to 8 tenths. And there who have DRS, he's going to drop off massively in that middle sector because he's just got no life left in these tyres compared to Tesla anyway. As He's disconnected from the session. I believe you're still here though, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Yeah, so hopefully you can get back in. I was just going to talk about next week at Suzuka. I know it's not a personal favourite of yours, but how do you think these guys will fare with it? Dougie? Okay, Dougie's not here at the moment. Not quite sure what's happened there. Are you back? Okay, cool.
I'm trying to get back in. It wouldn't let me get back.
Okay. Just make sure nothing's happening on track. I'll just quickly send you an invite and then we'll get back. There we go, so hopefully you can get back in the session now. Nothing's happened hopefully on track that we've missed, other than the fact that Zalmas is now 2.6 behind Salvatore. That's because he's pitted, and if we get the graphic up, he is now onto the super soft tyre, so he'll push for fastest lap presumably. Tezza only 5.4 behind Lily as well now, so there is a chance that Tezza can get that final podium position. Are you able to join back yet, Dougie, or is it still not letting you?
Yeah, I should be able to join back now.
There we go, lovely. Okay, Dougie back in the session. Good to see Marklin. Marklin picks up another 3-second time penalty. I think that's his third 3-second time penalty overall. So we've got to keep it. There was a couple of guys that had 5-second stop goes as well from the pits, but I can't remember who they were. Zalmas, I think, was one of them. So as long as they've had more than one stop, which they've all done apart from guys loading and Zalmas, then the game should have served it for them. Here we go, Zonda finally into the pits then at the end of lap 28, and this is going to promote Marklin up into P5 and maybe even guys loading into P7. Sorry, P6. Zonda onto those super soft. We've got a yellow in sector 3. I'm not quite sure who that is. A little flick through, see who's where. Everyone seems good, not quite sure what that was all about.
Yeah, sorry. You mentioned Japan, did you?
Yes, I was just saying, I know it's not a personal favourite of yours because they've redeveloped the track, but what would you say would be... Oh, and Zonda up the inside of Marklin early on. Sorry, guys, Lodian. And that's a move for P6, so he'll go on to chase the other Mercedes, Marklin. Yeah, I was just saying about Suzuka's not a personal favourite of yours, but how do you think these guys will react to it? Because obviously it isn't the easiest of tracks by any means.
Not by any means. Suzuka is very... it's a very no traction track now. It's changed a lot from last game to the same previously, we mentioned beforehand, and yeah, it should be a very challenging track for some drivers, and it might suit drivers actually, because the amount of corners that come at you, for example the S's at the start, and then obviously Techno 1, Techno 2 come up to the hairpin. It's just corners coming at you thick and fast. So it's just reacting to those corners and making a setup that's balanced for cornering instead of strict speed or anything like that. So yeah, it's just being aware of where you are on that track. It's very difficult, but once you get the hang of it and the flow to the track, you'll fly, and that's basically, if people can get the hang of that, they should be very good there.
Yeah, you were saying about straight line speed. There is only one DRS stretch as well, which, and because I mean, the first sector, the S is basically one line. Sector 2 is arguably one line as well. There's not a lot of overtaking opportunities there before. I know from experience myself that it's a very hard track to overtake and follow as well. So hopefully these guys will provide us with a little bit of entertainment. I'm pretty sure it's an easy one stop as well. So hopefully these guys will spice it up for us a little bit. Yeah,
hopefully. There's 2 overtaking opportunities I can think of on top of my head, and maybe 3 if you count the hairpin and the first corner. So Yeah, it is a very difficult track to overtake, as you mentioned. And,
Yeah.
even though there's limited overtaking opportunities, it doesn't mean that there aren't there aren't places you can overtake, because you can overtake in some places, but it's very difficult, i.e. spoon curve. So, yeah, it should be an interesting race nonetheless. People will try and make audacious moves somewhere, maybe even in the S's, and we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, of course, weather might play a part as well. Forecasts won't be looked at till later on in the week, of course. But yeah, hopefully a good race. The Lee is caught up to Geiselodian and is looking to have a go. He's got half a wing. He's going to have a look up the inside. He nearly touches the back of the Mercedes, keeps it clean for now. Geiselodian runs wide though. And the Renault is tucked right up behind the Mercedes right now. Surely not the inside of turn 6. It's a suicidal move there. He's so close to the back of that Mercedes now. He's going to lunge up the inside. He is indeed. A lock up from the Mercedes driver. And he is through the lead into P7.
Yeah, guys, Lodian struggling on those mediums. He's been on them since like lap 20.
Yeah, Kingdom Martin, he said before the race he was going to try no assists. I'm not quite sure if he actually is running no assists. Car looks fairly stable, considering he's using them for the first time. Marklin gets another 5-second stop-go penalty. That's interesting, he's pitting now, going on to the Super Softs.
Yeah, I feel like he couldn't make those tyres last, because he didn't pit on lap 4, I think. Did he? He pit on lap 14, yeah, he couldn't make the 25 laps.
Yeah, true.
Laps.
Probably could have pitted a bit earlier, to be fair, because he's going to have lost a little bit of time there, not going on the Super Softs earlier, but he is back out in what will be P8, and Kingdom Martin's not going to be anywhere near him, so that time penalty won't affect him. But he comes out in P8 behind his teammate, and he'll probably get back past him as well. I'm surprised the Lee's actually managed to get past Geiselodian because he's got that wing damage. But yeah, Tezza unable to catch Lilliard by the looks of it, still 4.8 behind. Lilliard has had this race, or this podium, under control really. Zalmas though, this is going to be interesting because he's still on those mediums. He pitted lap, what was it, lap 12? Lap 13?
He pitted.
It was quite an early stop, I remember that. Lap 11, so he's got to take those 26 laps. So, yeah, it's going to be tricky for him.
Yeah, it's going to be very tricky, I think. I think he's just taking it easy now. At the moment, he's taking these tyres 25 laps. So, that is some feat, because projected about 20 to 23 laps. So.
Yep, the gap's still at 9.3, so we'll watch that gap now. Oh, and as I said, he's lost it! He's lost it big time! Coming up the hill, just before the left-hander. That's going to help Lilliard massively now. How much has he gained? I don't think Zalmas lost too much time, only 2 seconds, but that's going to hinder him massively. If he does have another slide or any sort of incident, then he's going to be in trouble, that's for sure.
Gap now 6.7 seconds. His tire's starting to die with 3 laps to go. It's going to be very, very tight.
Stay on board with him now, he's sliding all over the place. You can see that very low revs coming out of turn 3, trying to minimise any wheel spin, any extra tyre wear that you can try and avoid. Very, very slow. As we see a move going on for P7, that is between the two Mercedes drivers of Geiselodian and Marklin, who has just put on a fresh set of Super Sauce, so I expect to see fastest lap from him in the next couple of laps. Will he get past his teammate into turn 1 this time round? I don't think so, he's a bit too far back. Oh my goodness, Geiselodian locks up though, and Marklin very nearly ploughs into the rear of him. I'm pretty sure there'll be words had between those two. So,
no idea what happened there.
That literally just outbraked himself. Geiselodian locked up, and Marklin couldn't get out of the way quick enough. Well, he did eventually, but he went massively deep into turn 1, and he's lost about 3.5 seconds. That's hindered him massively. Lilliard has got that gap down to 5.3 seconds. Can Lilliard do it? And there's a McLaren trying to get past him. Don't be silly, please. Oh my goodness, he's tried to dive bomb Lilliard, and this will definitely be looked at after the race, because Kingdom Martin is in no position to challenge Lilliard. He's a lapped car. Lilliard is pushing. And Kingdom Martin just needs to realise that he's not actually racing for position here. Yep, Lilliard giving him no space, and rightly so. He's doesn't have to let the car behind through. He's a lap down. And he is chasing what is P2, and he's actually lost a lot of time there. Kingdom Martin has affected him massively there.
Yeah, it's not helping his cause. Still 5.8 seconds though, so unless Zalmas has a massive drop off, I'm not so sure if he can be able to, if Lily can be able to catch him in time. I think P2 is a bit too far out of reach. But third place, back-to-back podiums for Lily at the moment is a fantastic result, considering it's his only second race in this league. So actually, so.
Yep, great performance from him. Tezza 3.5 down as they go on with 2 laps to go now. Salvatore just coming into the middle sector. He's had a very, very quiet race. And he got away from the start and has held his gap really throughout. He's actually extended that gap back up to 23 seconds. It was 19 just before he pitted. So he's bumped that right back up, having come out in front. But yeah, good effort from him today.
Yep, Salvatore checked out. 24 seconds now. Thomas still trying to protect his tyres. That gap now 4.7, so...
Can he hold on? Is he going to get a puncture? Because his tyres are going to have excessive wear.
They are crying a lot. He's losing about second to second now, as we come to the final lap.
Yep, Salvatore onto the final lap then. The Ferrari driver has dominated this race. I think it's safe to say that he wasn't in trouble. Even from the start, he got away nicely, got away cleanly, and has just driven away with this one. And he's pulling away massively from Zalmas now. And he might be pushing fastest lap actually. But as they come onto the final lap now, Lilliard chasing Zalmas down. Is he going to keep those tyres going? It is Sauber versus Sauber for second place.
3.6 seconds.
So we'll see. As we can see that the graining on those tyres. It is going to be the rear right that goes, if anything. 3.1, 3.0 now the gap from Tezza to Lily. Don't think he's going to be close enough though. I think Lily's kept it pretty clean on time pens as well. Only 3 seconds I think I've seen him pick up. So he should be good to go. Kingdom Martin still causing him issues, and I think he's just got wing damage. Nope, I saw something fly off, but it obviously wasn't wing damage. And he hasn't made it easy for Lily, that's for sure. Lily probably would have been a lot closer. But and that is it. Salvatore crosses the line. P1, very commanding performance. Didn't actually see him cross the line in the end, but that's because we're looking at this battle for P2. As they come up the hill now, Zalmas has literally got to crawl to the line and pray that that tyre doesn't explode on him now. Here comes Lilliard. Zalmas pushing the car as hard as he can without causing any extra damage. Is he going to keep P2 on penalties? Yes, he is. Lilliard finishes third. A good performance from him. It was not made easy by Kingdom Martin, who decided to try and get past him earlier on. Tezza comes home P4. A very good, solid result from him. Zonda's going to come home P5. It's a very good result for him. And also the Lee, who has somehow kept that car going with half a wing. And he's going to finish ahead of Geiselodian because he's a lap down, ahead of Kingdom Martin, and ahead of Marklin as well. K Murat going to come home P10. He's just coming into the final braking zone now, turn 13. And a very interesting race in the end. We ended up having 5 DNFs. But yeah, it was worth it until United unfortunately retired, and then we had Frag as well, who was obliterated by his own lag, I think it's fair to say.
Yeah, it seems like a lot more cars retired than that, considering the amount of instances that we've had. But yeah, only 5 retirements. Yeah, and congratulations to the top 3. Salvatore dominate in this race. Pretty much controlled it from start to finish. Never looked back.
Yeah, of course, both Toro Rossos getting wing damage in the first lap. United ended up breaking his on Zane, and Zane I think got his from Marklin. They both just outbraked each other. And Salvatore claims... Oh yeah, it was Salvatore, wasn't it? Zalmas apparently had an unserved stop-go. So that'll be added to his race time. Which means that Lilliard has got second place. Because Zalmas had an unserved 5-second stop-go penalty. And we'll just double-check that now. as we can see here, stop go, and then unserve stop go. So that will be in the incidents page. So yeah, he will have 5 seconds added to his race time. Unfortunately for him, he's not going to keep P2. It will be Liliart that comes home in P2 after that one. That will surely be disputed afterwards, I imagine. But Marklin had a 5 second unserved stop go. Don't think that's going to affect him either. He had an immense amount of penalties as well. Kingdom Martin and Geiselodian both without penalties. That's quite impressive around here.
Yeah, very impressive. They kept it clean towards the end. But yeah, it was a chaotic race, and congratulations to the top three: Salvatore, Zalmas, and Liliat. That was a very intense race.
Yep, Lily as well, actually getting no penalty, so well done to him. Yep, so we're back next week at the Suzuka circuit for the Japanese Grand Prix. It's going to be an interesting one. It's not an easy circuit by any means, but neither is Brazil. So we'll see you next week, and hopefully, Dougie, you'll be there as well.
Yeah, I should definitely be there.
Yeah, so we'll see you next week then, 6 o'clock. GMT or BST now, should I say. So from myself and Dougie, thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you next week. Bye bye.